Don't get crazy. I heard Brandon Tierney all day. He's nuts. He's out of his mind. Just because the New York Jets got Nathaniel Hackett does not mean that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the New York Jet quarterback. Because the Denver Broncos got Nathaniel Hackett as their head coach, not even their OC, under the same premise that, we got Nathaniel Hackett. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Denver Bronco quarterback, obviously. How'd that pan out? It didn't. So while getting Nathaniel Hackett is a good thing, it's a good thing independent of anything that Aaron Rodgers decides to do or the Jets and Packers decide to do. Whew. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet, and I told you that 3 days ago.
By the way, you guys keep saying it, and I am concerned for your well-being.
Well, no, but that's how I honestly think, and I believe that. And I do agree with this about Nathaniel Hackett. You don't hire an offensive coordinator or a head coach because you think you're going to get a player.
Bingo.
So if you hire Nathaniel Hackett, a hire I was in favor of, by the way, with Aaron Rodgers excluded, because he's a guy who's done it before, a guy who's had some success before. I don't care what he did as a head coach. It's irrelevant in terms of being an offensive coordinator. But you are right that you don't bring a guy in with the hopes of signing someone. That's what the Knicks would do in trying to get LeBron James or Kevin Durant, and it's not smart. You hire a guy because you think they'll be good at the job. And I personally think Nathaniel Hackett will be good at the job. One quick thing, because this literally just came out 30 seconds ago.
Go.
We do have a head coaching hire in the NFL.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me, because I do not know. All right, I walked into the studio 2 minutes later than normal. My computer has not even been turned on. We have a head coaching hire.
We do.
All right, so we've got the Texans. Is it the Texans?
It is not the Houston Texans.
Is it the Indianapolis Colts?
It is not the Indianapolis Colts.
Is it the Carolina Panthers?
It is the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, that tells me that they re-upped him. They rewarded him for turning the season around, and he's getting another crack at being a head coach on a permanent basis.
Well, they are giving someone another opportunity to be a head coach, but not the person you're thinking of.
Really?
Not Steve Wilks, no.
Wilks. Steve Wilks is out. Well, so much for giving the guy credit for doing a good job and actually coming within a couple games of making the playoffs. All right, so someone's getting another crack. Oh, don't tell me Sean Payton.
It is not Sean Payton.
All right. By the way, Sean Payton has not gotten a second interview apparently anywhere. And there's a thought of it may not happen this year. It's fine. He's got a good job anyway. Mm-hmm. All right. Guy's getting a second crack at being a head coach. All right. Last year, was he unemployed?
Last year, he was employed.
He was at the NFL level or the college level?
The National Football League.
Was he a coordinator?
No.
Was he a head coach?
He was a head coach.
So it's one of the guys that just got fired.
A recently fired head coach is taking over as the head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Is it Lovie Smith?
It is not Lovie Smith.
Okay, this is a fun game.
You like this game?
I do like this game.
Fun game.
Obviously, Nathaniel Hackett's coming here to be offensive coordinator, so it's not him. Is it Cliff Kingsbury?
It isn't. No, Cliff Kingsbury bought a one-way ticket to Thailand.
I mean, he's a coach that got fired.
He's still in Bangkok, bro.
Yeah, I know what he's doing out there. His girlfriend's out there. His fiance, whatever it is, the model is out there, which is why he bought a one-way ticket. So it's not Kingsbury. Raiders, no. Chargers kept their guy. Ravens,
I'm
Bengals.
surprised we didn't hear about this morning. That's a good hint.
Really?
I'm surprised we didn't hear about this morning.
You're surprised we didn't hear about this morning.
That's a good hint, right, Luke?
Yeah. How is that a good hint?
It's a great
Greg Jennings played for the Packers, and they didn't fire Matt LaFleur.
Perhaps somebody on our morning show has a very close relationship
why
with
did you
person.
just give it away then, Luke?
Now it's obvious. Frank Reich is the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Frank Reich is the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Well, listen, congratulations for Frank Reich. He's in a similar situation as he was in Indy. He doesn't have a quarterback.
Yep. It's the same situation,
so good luck.
Actually.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm happy for Frank. He's a good guy. Great.
Most jobs, not all head coaching jobs, when you look around the league, usually feature not having a franchise quarterback. Because if you have a franchise quarterback, most of the time, you're not looking for a new head coach. But you hit on something. I feel bad for Steve Wilks.
Steve Wilks did a tremendous job.
6-6, bro.
Keeping that team together when they got rid of Christian McCaffrey, got rid of Robbie Anderson for whatever that's worth, obviously. Had this crazy quarterback carousel, partially on injury, partially on performance, between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, who ultimately won the job again late in the year. But that was a bleep show, and he kept that thing together. No joke. So, if they win one out of their last 2 games, specifically the game against Tampa, they're in the playoffs.
So Steve Wilks got fired after 1 year in Arizona. 4 years later, gets a second opportunity as an interim head coach, has the success you just described, and gets canned anyway.
Now, who else did they interview for the job?
I forget the whole list of guys.
But they did. They interviewed a whole bunch of guys?
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
I just don't remember reading who the candidates were.
I don't either. I mean, I remember some of the names, especially when it's connected to the Giants, all the Kafka interviews that he's had, including the second one he has coming up with the Texans. But, yeah, Frank Reich's back head coaching in the NFL. Nathaniel Hackett was a head coach who got fired. He's back coaching in the NFL, except he's doing a job he's more qualified for, offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and that'll be Frank Reich's last shot to be a head coach in the NFL. No disrespect. He might one day become an offensive coordinator again. He's very good at it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with Wentz and the whole situation in Philly. But Carolina doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think the New York Jets today made a really good hire, regardless of any connection to Brett Favre. I just think
Aaron
they made
Rodgers,
a really good hire.
Not Brett Favre. Get that name out your mouth.
Saying that. Well, they're the same guy.
No, they're not the same guy.
Yeah, they are. Other than the Mississippi thing, they're the same guy.
Aaron Rodgers was better than Brett Favre.
It's like, Howard Stern became Imus, right? I mean, essentially, that's what happens. You become the guy you loathe, but you wind up doing a lot of the similar things in the footsteps.
How many times has Aaron Rodgers led the league in interceptions? I'll wait.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, how many times has he done
never
that?
led the league in interceptions.
How many times did Brett Favre do that?
This is not a referendum on Aaron Rodgers.
No, you said something.
I'm saying the way they're going down this road. Only one Super Bowl. Now the drama of every day. What's Aaron Rodgers going to do? And now potentially going to the Jets.
It's not the same.
I mean, if you want to be Brett Favre, just tell Brett you want to be him.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't retired and then decided to come back a few months later.
He threatened it.
But no, he's thinking about it. Just like your boy, who you pray to the altar of, is thinking about it. And by the way, he retired. Then he came back. So I won't make a big deal of it, but don't compare the two. Rodgers was better than Brett Favre. I'm sorry, he is. And just because the Jets acquired him many years ago, and that's your fault, bro, more than it was my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, I had nothing to do with it. I'm just an innocent midday host.
Yeah, okay.
You're the powerful morning guy with a megaphone.
That's right. I brought Brett Favre here, and I don't regret it. And it paves the way for your guy to come here, Aaron Rodgers. But, I mean, this is crazy. Are we going to do this every day? Is that what's going to happen? Like when Woody Johnson announces, we've got a new green color scheme coming to the uniforms next year. Are you going to go, that's because Aaron Rodgers likes a limer green? Is that what we're going to do?
Maybe that's on the table. I can't guarantee that.
Like it is funny, though, when you hear the daily reports about a guy, but it doesn't impact or affect your team. You get sick and tired of it like that. When it's your team that's potentially in on it, oh, you can't get enough of it.
You get excited.
Right? You can't get enough.
You start to think and imagine of a life with this guy as quarterback. I said to you a few days ago, I think this eventually happens. Hiring Nathaniel Hackett doesn't mean they're getting him, but it doesn't hurt. Is that not a fair way to look at it?
I think Nathaniel Hackett's a great hire regardless.
That's my point. Yeah. I agree with you about that. And when we talked about him a week ago, one of the priorities I had on who the Jets should hire as OC is a guy who's done it before. A guy who has experience, not a guy who's learning on the job the way LaFleur was. So I like that aspect of Hackett. And please do me a favor. Do all of us a favor.
Yes.
You don't have to like the hire. Obviously, we all can have our own opinions. But if you cite his work as head coach,
not stupid.
You're wasting everybody's time.
It also means you didn't take the time to research the guy's career.
Sure.
Because the guy has been a winning offensive coordinator into extraordinarily different types of offenses. A running offense in Jacksonville, a passing offense with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And that shows you that he's not one of these guys that says, this is the only way I do it. You have to do it my way. He is a guy that has adapted his offensive game plan to the talent he has.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, because we need to have this information, I know this is going to turn people off, but you could also look at it as a positive. Nathaniel Hackett, as offensive coordinator in Green Bay, did not call plays. LaFleur did.
LaFleur did.
That doesn't mean Hackett didn't have a positive role on that offense. And one thing we've heard coming out of Green Bay is that Rodgers had a closer relationship with Hackett than LaFleur, just in terms of the Rodgers aspect. But if you want to look at his career in Buffalo and Jacksonville and Green Bay and maybe pick apart the negatives like, hey, Jacksonville's offense fell apart after 2017, that's fair game.
Sure.
And I understand that.
Listen, it's not all roses, but he's an experienced offensive coordinator.
And that's fair, but citing his time as head coach, that means nothing.
No.
Because we've seen so many great coordinators who just couldn't cut it as head coach.
I mean, Josh McDaniels is one of them. Norv Turner's another one. We could go. Todd Bowles might be ultimately that guy, too.
I think the track record says that so far.
Yeah, there are those that think Rex Ryan's that guy. I don't, because I thought he was a good head coach here, but you get the point.
Well, his father was.
Yeah, right. We all get the point. At the end of the day, this is a solid hire for the New York Jets. I like the fact they didn't kind of mess around and, dilly-dally and talk to 40 other guys. I like it.
I also know this will bother you, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I think it's important information, courtesy of our friends at Jets X Factor, which are huge fans of you and I.
Is that the site I just started to follow?
Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
They're very good.
I don't know why they don't have a podcast. They should have a podcast.
I think they do have a podcast.
They should start one. They should go out there every week and do some kind of Jet stuff like Rico Bronya. Yeah, I don't know what they should call it. Maybe just call it the Jets X Factor podcast.
Mo Lewis. That's what I would call it.
Call it the Mo Lewis.
That's what I'd call it. Of all the offensive coordinators in Aaron Rodgers' career, his highest quarterback rating is with whom?
My main man, Nathaniel Aloysius Hackett.
That's right. Now, that's
right.
just information. That doesn't mean Rodgers is a lock to come here.
I think he's staying in Green Bay, but all right.
Okay.
I know most people think he's not, but who knows?
If I had to give you the Evanometer on this, here's what I think is going to happen. I think there's a 45% chance he's a New York Jet. I think there's a 46% chance he's a Green Bay Packer. And that remaining 9%, that's the other, which could be retirement or another team. I think it's the Jets or the Packers. I think it's what shade of green does Aaron want to wear in 2023?
Listen, as a Jet fan, obviously I'm all in. I'd love it. I'm not going to believe it till I see it. And I think Aaron Rodgers, unlike Brett Favre, is a very, kind of like calculating and mysterious and strange guy.
Yeah.
I think Brett Favre just was what he was. All right, wear it on your sleeve, wear dungarees, get your hands dirty on the farm, and try to sling the old pigskin around.
And also text inappropriate pictures to women and steal money from innocent people. You got to leave that part.
And those two things as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I was getting to them.
Oh, okay.
It was a slow build.
That's
what it was.
That's right.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is just, I think the word is mercurial. I think that's the word. That being said, my man can throw the football. So if you want to go get him, go get him. I am all in on Aaron Rodgers. But I better have a backup plan just in case. I ain't waiting until June 1st, hoping that Aaron Rodgers decides on Memorial Day that he wants to be a Jet. Because there are other guys out there that I can go get. Namely, Tom Brady, who doesn't cost me any draft picks. And I'd rather have Tom Brady. And then there's Lamar Jackson, who does cost me draft picks. And I need to be all in on those conversations as well. And I've honestly looked at it. If the New York Jets get any one of those three guys, and you can rank them however you want. If you want to go Rodgers, Lamar, Tom, great. You want to go Lamar, Aaron, Tom, great. If you're like me and you want to go Tom, Lamar, Aaron, great. Don't matter to me. But I will say this. I think you agree with me on this. While you want Aaron, I get it. The New York Jets have to come out with one of those three guys. I don't give a rat's ass which one.
I listened to Coach Saleh's press conference today through all the audio issues the Jets had.
Yeah, well, by the way, what is that?
Yeah.
You know how difficult it was and annoying it was to try to listen to that?
Minor league operation.
Click.
And how about Brian Costello saying to Saleh, maybe this is a bad sign for Nathaniel Hackett?
Yeah, you're introducing the new hire with technical problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what Robert Saleh said over and over again, and I know this isn't breaking news, but it's interesting sometimes to hear the coach say this. Not me say it, not you say it. He said over and over again, we plan on adding a veteran quarterback. Like, he made that very, very clear.
Yeah, but Joe Flacco's a veteran quarterback, right?
And that's fair. You then kind of look at veteran quarterback and say, oh, well, what do you mean by that? Do you mean future Hall of Famer veteran quarterback? Sure. Do you mean top 15 player veteran quarterback? What do you mean by that? But he stressed it over and over again. And keep this in mind about Hackett. He's a fired head coach. He very easily could take the year off or wait for the perfect job.
Sure.
One thing we went through last week, and I think we both were lockstep on this, or maybe we disagreed. I can't remember. This was not a great job. You don't have a quarterback. The head coach could be on the hot seat. There's questions about this team. The fact that Hackett took this job as a former head coach does make you wonder. Does make you think that whatever they told him about the quarterback, I'm not saying that means Rodgers is a lock, but whatever they told him about the plan was, he liked the plan. Nadia liked it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, he's making it $4 or $5 million, whatever it is, so he's essentially going to work for the Jets for free. I mean, that's the reality.
Why take the job?
No reason to take the job other than the reality that we all know, which is that out of sight, out of mind, and Nathaniel Hackett has not been successful enough where he could disappear for 3 years and come back.
Why take this job?
Well, we don't know if any of the jobs are offered to him.
No. As an offensive coordinator?
We don't know that. Stop. I mean, I'm not even sure if he interviewed anywhere else.
I think that Nathaniel Hackett would have options. Now, I don't know who specifically was going after him, but this is a successful, proven offensive coordinator. He's been a coordinator in 3 different places and had different levels of success at each place. He's a guy who can get another job. Yeah. To take this job makes me think whatever he heard from Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, he liked. He liked what he heard.
Can I make a request? Is that fair? Like, I don't really ask for much around here. But it's one thing for, listeners who have really nothing going on during the day, to put out these crazy doctored photos and whatnot. But when people at the Fan do it, I'm sorry, I have to call attention to it.
Who did it?
Can we stop putting out this dopey picture of Aaron Rodgers in a Jet uniform? Like that's somehow going to now get him to say, ooh, I like the way I look in that uniform. Sure, I'll go to New York if the Packers can work out a trade for me. Like, Pete Hoffman, you're better than that, and you're not even a Jet fan. Is he a Jet fan?
Yes.
Oh, he is? I take back the second part of that. But be better than that, man. Like,
you don't like the doctored photos of players?
I don't.
You don't like Ohtani as a Met, Judge as a Giant. Remember all those?
It's a pet peeve of mine, actually.
Remember all those doctored photos of Durant and Zion Williamson as a Knick?
Yeah, I do. I hate it. I can't stand it. That's how you have nothing else going on, but let's now put Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, I don't know how you do it that well. Because it's perfect.
Looks amazing.
And it looks like he's actually in a Jet uniform.
Looks so natural.
So I want to say I respect the Photoshop skills greatly. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And now it's like, another day, another guy putting him in another jersey.
Doesn't it scare you, though, that they could very easily doctor a photo of you?
Oh, what is this now? I just got a text message or a tweet from Carmen Electra.
Uh-oh.
How about that?
She heard about it yesterday.
Apparently, yeah. This is funny, actually.
What'd she say?
She wants to know my name.
What?
She doesn't remember meeting me.
She doesn't remember hitting on you and asking you to go out?
No. She just sent me a tweet. I'm Carmen Electra. What's your name? Because I tagged her in the photo of me and her right here in this studio. From like 12 years ago.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking at this tweet.
You would think that she would have DM'd me.
How does she not know your name?
But she doesn't know my name.
Crazy.
And by the way, all you other jackhammers who have now seen it and you're sending her your name, she don't want to know your name. She's trying to remember my name.
She also tweeted at you, dance with me. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't get that one.
Yeah, she wants to dance with you.
That might be for you hammerheads out there.
Are you going to answer her and say, Craig?
Well, I guess I'll have to. Let me just see if she allows me to. Oh, yeah. I could DM her right now.
Look at that.
That'd be weird, though, right?
Why? You guys are friends.
Wouldn't that be a little weird, though?
Not at all.
If I DM'd her, hey, it's Craig.
Well, she asked you what your name was, right?
Yeah,
if she did. Then she obviously wants you to.
She sure did. She sure did. She's on OnlyFans now. I see what's going on.
Oh, so she wants some tokens.
She wants me to buy. This is a setup. That's all this is. This is hey, Craigie, what's your name again? I'll respond like a knucklehead, and I'll just say, I really would like to talk to you again. Sign up for my OnlyFans page.
Here's exactly what
pay me
she'll say.
$20 and we'll converse.
Remember that time when I asked you to go out for drinks?
Yeah.
Why don't you click on this link and I'll show you.
What you missed out on?
What you missed out on. And guess what? People will click.
Yeah, by the way, is she married now again or no? What's her deal, Tommy? Look that up for me, will you? Anyway. What's your name?
What's your name? That's the new pickup line.
I kind of feel like I have to answer.
How can you not?
Don't you think I should answer that query?
How old do you think she is, by the way?
Carmen Electra?
Yeah.
I think she's 50, I bet.
Right at 50.
Is she?
As right now, it appears as if she's single. Because,
is that right?
Yeah, at least according to the internet, whatever that means.
My guess is that that's a hot mess. That 50-year-old Carmen Electra, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. You know? You got to figure at some point you probably have some work.
In 2022, Electra created an OnlyFans account stating, I, for once, have the opportunity to be my own boss and have my own creative vision to share with my fans without someone standing over me.
Well, I mean, Pamela Anderson stood over you and you kicked her out of the way and you took every job she had. I mean, is that what she did? Right? What, wasn't she on Baywatch after Pamela Anderson left Baywatch? Yeah, pretty sure.
Do you know what brought her name into prominence, apparently?
Well, dating Dennis Rodman, right?
Well, sort of. So according to the pornographic website Pornhub, which I know you check out.
Not familiar with it, but go ahead.
Oh, you're not familiar?
What is it all about now, this Pornhub?
I guess that you can search names.
It's a hub for porn?
Yes. Yeah. Her name was searched more than 1.7 million times after a recent event, and that was The Last Dance.
Because she's in it with Rodman.
Yeah, because she talked about a relationship with Rodman.
She talked about not leaving the bedroom all night, that whole thing. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, people log on to this very popular website, I've never heard of it either, called Pornhub, and they search her name 1.7 million times.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's hot. That's what people go to the internet for.
Yes.
That and to say bad things about other people that they'll never meet to make them feel better about themselves. That's all.